Hey, what's going on, folks? Primetime James Thomas here, coming at you with another video. And I wanted to talk about that crazy ending to Monday Night Raw last night. And before I get started, I just want to say thank you to everyone that came and hang out with us for the Monday Night Raw live commentary last night. I thought Monday Night Raw last night, for the most part, was a solid show. From start to finish, it was a solid show. I thought they were clicking. We were clicking on all cylinders tonight. You know, had a surprise return, Seth Rollins. I thought the Chad Otis finally stood up to Chad Gable. More development with the Liv Morgan, Dominic Mysterio stuff. And of course, we got to talk about the debut or the re-debut of Uncle Howdy and the debut of the Wyatt Six, the long-rumored Wyatt Six faction. There has been rumors, there's been speculation, there's been talk about this group pretty much since when Bray came back for that last time. I want to believe in Extreme Rules a couple years ago. And this was pretty much this is pretty much the brainchild of the late great Bray Wyatt, you know. And there was a lot of talk, a lot of speculation that last night was going to be the night that they make their presence felt, and boy, did they ever. Now, I will say this. I've had my concerns. I had my, I don't know, because I feel like having a Bray Wyatt inspired gimmick without the man himself just doesn't feel right. But to their credit, they did say they were going to continue the story. They even teased it at the end of Bray Wyatt's documentary that came out a few months ago. And tonight was their debut. Last night, was their debut. And I gotta say, you always gotta make a good first impression. A good first impression is important. And I thought they hit it out the park. I thought it was a really good first impression. It was a really good first night. Now, they came out during the main event segment Monday Night Raw last night. The main event was Jey Uso versus Rey Mysterio versus Finn Balor for a qualifying match for Money in the Bank ladder match. And Jey Uso won. Now, what was interesting, when he won, there was still about 7, 8 minutes left on the show. So we knew something was going to happen, right? Now, initially, I thought they were going to come out and destroy all three: the Finn Balor, Rey Mysterio, and Jey Uso. Especially Jey Uso, considering that Jey Uso now has pretty much claimed ownership of the Fireflies. But no, Jey Uso was up in the crowd doing his dance after the win, and then that familiar noise. Whenever the Fiend showed up, there was always this weird noise that would happen. The lights go off. Then we hear the intro to Shatter. You know, the dun, dun, dun. And then you see the door, and the door opens. Now, as soon as I saw that door, I'm going to hold you up, it made me miss Bray. It made me miss Bray. I'm not going to hold you up. It was really, really ominous. It was really surreal to see. In a weird way, I kind of expected Bray to kind of come back from the dead, just for a split second. And the door opens, and while the whole time this stuff was going on, is the dun, dun, dun going on, and then we see someone crawling on the ground. Now, apparently, one of the people that has been long associated with the Wyatt Six is Nikki Cross, and Nikki Cross was the one that was crawling on the ground, and I gotta say, she looked creepy. She looked really, really creepy, and this could explain. I guess this could explain why for months and for months and for months whenever we saw Nikki Cross, she always had this glazed look in her eye, and she was just standing there and one in the background a lot of the time. This could explain it. This could explain it because she was being, I guess she was being, I don't know, possessed by the spirit of Uncle Howdy. I don't know. But Nikki Cross looked really creepy. She looked like she belonged. Nikki Cross thrives in situations like this. I mean, y'all know me. I've always been a Nikki Cross guy. I thought she was great in Sanity and NXT. I thought they royally screwed her up when she got to the main roster. But here, she can thrive in this environment. So I thought Nikki Cross, A1, chef's kiss. Then she gets up and points to the back. And the whole time it's done. Then we follow and we see from what it looked like security guards laid out. And then we see this dude with a big sledgehammer that says help on it. Safe to assume that's Eric Rowan. And then the whole time that came on, the camera is just going backstage. In a really, really dark gorilla position. And then we go into the gorilla position, and everybody in gorilla position is laid out. Like, it looks like the scene of a horror film. I had a guy that was laying there with blood behind his head. And then somebody was like sitting on one of the crates, like CM Punk style. And there was like electricity going off and popping off whatsoever. I don't know if Triple H was there. I didn't see him. Hopefully he got out of there. But he has to find out that most of his production crew all got murdered on behind the Monday Night Raw. And then the whole time we're just going backstage, and then we see someone who could be Joe Gacy. Then we see someone. We see someone else, or that could be a Dexter Loomis. Those are two guys that's rumored to be in that's claimed to be in the group. Then we see Chad Gable. This is really interesting because we saw Chad Gable. Now, Chad Gable's had one hell of a week so far. He's lost the Intercontinental title. Otis and Alpha Academy left him. They all left him. And this man pretty much got, he pretty much got sent to the Shadow Realm. Thanks to Uncle Howdy. And then we see Uncle Howdy in the background with the fog machine and the lights, and he's walking, and it was very surreal. It was very surreal. Like, you could definitely tell this came from the mind of Bray Wyatt. Absolutely. And the whole time it's going done. And then Uncle Howdy's coming out with the rest of the Firefly Funhouse characters pretty much come to life. And they all appear on the stage. The crowd's going crazy. Uncle Howdy picks up that legendary lantern and goes, "We're here," blows the candle out, and that's the end of the show. You guys gotta see this to believe it. It's hard to explain. It was a really, really good debut. Really, really good debut. Now, the question is, where do they go from here? And that's what concerns me. Because rest in peace to Bray Wyatt, first of all. Greatly missed. But we cannot ignore the reality of the situation. Throughout Bray's career, it's always been like this. Any Bray Wyatt creation always starts out great. But then eventually, as it goes on, it gets bad. people start to turn on it. Let's not ignore the facts. Before Bray passed, a lot of us wasn't feeling it, including myself. A lot of people was losing patience. That pitch black match that he had with LA Knight did not go over well. So how will this be any different? Will this lead to championships? Who are they going to target? What is the purpose of the Wyatt Six? That is where I'm really going to pay attention. Because I think back when the original OG Wyatt family first came on the scene, great debut night, and then it got bad. Of course, The Fiend, when The Fiend first came out, that first night had everybody talking. It got silly, and people turned on it. When Bray first came back, that very last time, in those first couple promos he was cutting, people were talking about it. Then eventually people were like, where are we going with this? And luckily, they say with this Wyatt Six gimmick, it's going to be less of the supernatural. It's going to be more realistic. It's going to be more about, violence than about, the supernatural, spooky stuff, which is fine, which is great. I think the Wyatt family, the OG Wyatt family worked best that way. It was more grounded in reality. That's how it was at NXT. It's when they started doing some supernatural with Bray, when things went, But how they're going to follow up on this is the question, because where does Bo Dallas fit on the totem pole when it's all said and done? And very interesting that we didn't see Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss has been tied to this for quite some time now. And it was only 5 people that we saw. We didn't see that 6th person. So will Alexa return somewhere down the road? Or maybe she's the one, or maybe she's the 6th person and she's the leader. She's the one she's pulling the strings behind the group. Who knows? Who knows? But I will say last night was a dope debut, and I'm sure Bray was proud. Bray was looking down, happy at seeing what his brother has done. I'm sure he would have been happy. This is probably what he probably would have wanted. It's all about what you do going forward now, because it always happens with Bray. Starts out great, then ends bad. But as far as last night goes, A+. Also, when it comes to the Drew McIntyre and CM Punk situation that happened last night, this thing just keeps getting better and better and better. Drew McIntyre, one of the biggest haters of 2024, the year of hate, came out. Looked like he was gonna rant and go crazy. They actually went the complete opposite. Drew just went out there and he quit. He said, you know what, screw this company, I quit. And he quit. He went backstage. It looked like Triple H tried to talk him out of it. Adam Pearce tried to talk him out of it, tried to stop him whatsoever. And Drew has quit. And so much so that he's deleted his Twitter, his Instagram. He's off the grid, pretty much. And it's making the fans believe that CM Punk has broken Drew McIntyre. He's broken Drew McIntyre. Now, we all know what's really going to happen. Look, you don't think it's a coincidence that SmackDown's going to be in Chicago, and that's where Punk's going to make his return? Of course. Of course not. I know exactly where this is going to head. CM Punk is going to come home to Chicago, and he's gonna announce that he's medically cleared to come and wrestle. And while he's doing that, Drew McIntyre is going to show up and beat the shit out of CM Punk. He's pretty much going to do to CM Punk what Punk did to Drew at Classic. He's going to embarrass him in front of his home crowd. And you know what? What I think will really make this shit better, it's not going to happen. But if we could somehow get AJ in the crowd, and then Punk, he's happy to be back. He'll be snarky and talk shit about Drew McIntyre quitting and all that stuff. And then he'll talk about how much he loves AJ. If Drew McIntyre beats the shit out of CM Punk in front of AJ, you talk about the heat that would get. But yeah, man, but we're just getting started, man. I'm really looking forward to this Drew McIntyre and CM Punk feud. I really fully expect it to be kicked into overdrive on Friday night on SmackDown. And who knows? Maybe the Wyatt Six will show up on SmackDown. I don't think they're exclusive to only one brand. We may see them on SmackDown. You never know. But yeah, man. Let me know you guys' thoughts, how y'all feel about the Wyatt Six and their debut. How y'all feel about it? Do y'all feel that WWE may actually do right by Bray's not here, but will they do right by Bray's brainchild, his idea? Do you guys think this will lead anywhere? So no, keep in mind, I want this to succeed. I want this to be good, but just that anything Bray Wyatt related, it always end up. I mean, listen, Quez. We all know how Quez is. Quez, he's not with this shit because he always says when it comes to Bray, it always starts out great, but then the more of this spooky shit goes on, fans feel like it turns goofy. And hopefully, with Triple H and Bo and Nikki and all them, hopefully they will do right. But you never know. But let me know, guys' thoughts. Hit that like and subscribe button. How y'all feel about the Wyatt Six in the comment section. And I will talk to y'all later. Peace.